Hey everyone, John with Lead Capture. Today we're going to be talking about a tactic that can help you dramatically boost your conversion rates. Before we dive into all that, I had this big hook and I looked over to the corner of my desk and I saw a purple cow. Now you might be thinking a purple cow, that's not good. I don't mean an actual purple cow. I have this little ceramic statue. I think my kids took it and moved it, and then that's how it got to the corner of my desk. So there it is. I created this maybe 10 or 15 years ago when my wife, she drugged me to a ceramic studio. And I'm not good at art, not good at ceramics, but I made a purple cow. And no, I didn't actually make the cow. I think I got it and painted it. And I created this purple cow to remind myself about the book, The Purple Cow. I think that's what it's called, by Seth Godin. I wanted to remind myself to think differently and always think outside of the box. To try to be the purple cow in a sea where all the cows are the same color. And this cow, it sits on my desk. It's actually terribly painted, if you can see it. But it sits on my desk, and I use this to remind myself to think differently. And that's never been more important with AI coming up, where everyone's doing the same thing and it's producing the same stuff. I love it. We use it within Lead Capture. We have it literally thread it through the product so you can go faster, move faster. But it doesn't replace creativity. It doesn't replace out-of-the-box thinking. So you're probably thinking, why is this guy rambling about a purple cow? Well, this is very relevant to this conversation. Because what I'm about to show you, you might look at and you might say, no way, this would never work for my industry. But I guarantee you, if you think creatively, if you put on your out-of-the-box thinking cap, you can find a way to make this work, and it's going to dramatically increase conversion rates. So what is it? It's using gamification and incentives to get people engaged the moment they click through, to then fill out your surveys and lead funnels to then convert. And I'm going to walk through how this can work in your situation. But before I do that, let me give you some quick context. The biggest problem that we see when it comes to conversion rates and drop-off rates is usually at that very first step. And I think there's 3 reasons for that. Reason number 1, maybe you're just sending a lot of traffic. Maybe the traffic's not always relevant. It depends on your ad targeting. Reason number 2, maybe some of that traffic is bot and click fraud, all that type of stuff. If you think you have a problem with that, we have a click fraud feature. You can try that out in Lead Capture. I'll have a video on that someday. Reason number 3, I think this is the biggest reason. The person just doesn't want what you're offering on the page. The most common reason I actually see, especially as everybody's kind of creating the same stuff, and especially in highly competitive spaces like insurance, mortgage, real estate, solar. So the question becomes, how do you get people engaged? Or just how do you get more people filling out the form? And most people, they go and they try to get more traffic, or they try to improve their targeting. The other approach is to get more people engaging with the funnel to begin with. If you can lift up your total conversion rate, maybe 10 to 30%, think about what that could do for your lead gen. It impacts your ROI. It impacts your cost per lead. Everything improves simply by increasing your conversion rate. But then the question becomes, how do you increase your conversion rate? Well, it starts with getting people to actually want the thing that you're giving them on the page. You play with the copy, or you offer an incentive and you gamify it. So I'll show you a couple features that we have here. So we're going to click on this mortgage equity assessment lead funnel. And what we have is a spin wheel. Now, this entire spin wheel can be customized to match the branding, but I want to show you how this works before we actually dive into the strategy and how this could potentially apply to your business. And then I'll show you another approach you can take using scratch offs. So if we click view page here, I'll show you how this works. You simply hit the page. All of this can be customized. And you can say something like, before we begin, spin the wheel to claim your free prize. That actually, I should say, spin the wheel for a chance to win a free prize. I don't like that copy. So this is where maybe I would go into Copilot and have it give me some better copy. But kind of doing this off the cuff here, so bear with me. And before we spin the wheel, I want to show you what that looks like. Let's start with just some of the examples here, because this will give you an idea of how you can fit this into your own funnels. You'll see that we're not taking a gimmicky approach. We're not saying to win a free iPad or to get $500, although money I think would be interesting to try if you're able to do that. We're saying free payment estimate, free same-day callback, free home valuation, respin, $250 closing cost credits upside down, can't read it, and then free mortgage strategy call. So you can really just sit down and come up with a whole bunch of ideas. If you have clients, you can talk to your clients. This is where you can get creative, and you can choose the number of slices up to 8. Now here's where it gets fun. If you click continue, you actually hear the spinning. I don't know if you could hear that. And it shows I won a free home valuation. And then I would click continue again, and then it begins taking me through the rest of the form. And you could even say something, or the rest of the funnel. You could even say something, okay, next step, to claim your free home valuation, please respond to these questions. So this just should hopefully give you an idea of a unique approach that you could potentially test here. So it says before we begin, spin the wheel. Now, if you want to even give more context or to even set all of this up, you would click on the spin wheel. You go to fields. Here's where you can do all of the setup. Maybe I want to give some additional information about how to claim it. You'll see here, if you have coupon codes, you can enter in the coupon code whatever would be FYG29, and then you can explain how to claim it. So when they see the success message that shows that they got the prize, they can actually see how to claim the prize. And then that prize that they claim gets stored with a lead record, can pass into your CRM, and then everybody also knows what prize they got. So that's just one example of gamification. Here is another one. That's the spin wheel example. So if you click scratch off, this will essentially give you one of those scratch off cards. Like if you think about lottery tickets or scratch offs, it's kind of like that. I'm not going to adjust these right now, but the idea is instead of seeing like a whole bunch of things, they see the scratch off. And then let's see how this looks when we view the page. Oh, it's showing congrats. I think because I've tested this already. So let's go to a new step. So you can even hear it scratching. And then you will see in a moment, congrats, you won 10% off. And all of the colors and everything can be customized. Same thing, and then continue to claim. So I think that this is one of those things that's worth testing. And you could test that at the beginning of the funnel. You can test that at the end of the funnel. For example, maybe instead of putting it at the beginning, you fit it into the end before the contact step. And you give them something, and this is all the law of reciprocation coming forth here. You give them something, they hit the contact step, but to get it, they actually have to submit their information. Otherwise, they don't get that thing that you're offering them. And then suddenly, your conversion rates go up. People love gamification. Incentives work. That's why there's entire industries built upon it. But the mistake that people make is that they think incentives and lead gen only work for sweepstakes, but it can work for you. You can split test it against a funnel that doesn't offer this. You can split test the spin wheel against the scratch off. It opens up new opportunities, and I would recommend giving it a shot. I know I'm going to be testing it a whole ton across all my funnels. And if you do test it, please let me know how it works for you. I would love to hear feedback on this and even new ideas about how to continue improving it and making it better. And at the end of the day, remember what I shared at the beginning about the purple cow. I'll think outside of the box, because that's the thing that makes the difference, especially as everybody's doing the same thing.